in your folder.
Good morning, judges.
It is. It's on there. It is. All right, I would like to call the meeting to order. Let's have a prayer. Mr. Burke, would you mind doing the honor of a prayer again for us, please? We thank you for your willingness.
Always. Bow your heads, please. Dear God, thank you once again for another day with your people and the opportunity for these before us that have been elected by your people to serve as representatives to do the business of the city. And we ask that you guide them in your will, and we ask that you guide all the people that are speaking at this podium today as well, and just be with us as we go throughout this meeting. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen.
Amen. It's time for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Before we do the roll call, I do want to say that I'm, as the mayor today, our mayor is unfortunately not able to be with us today. So we will miss him today, but we will assume our meeting and proceed with our business. So we would start with the roll call by the city clerk, please.
Alderwoman Hall.
Here.
Alderman Frazier.
Here.
Alderwoman Irving.
Here.
Alderman Davis.
Here.
Alderman Maroney.
Here.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem, all are present and accounted for.
Thank you. We have a quorum and we'll proceed. Before we start our meeting, I just want to do a quick reminder. Our meeting last meeting was contentious and we were out of order quite often during that meeting. And our call is to have a quorum in the Board of Aldermen, and I want to see that happen today. I know we are all passionate what we do. We take our responsibility very seriously, and spending taxpayers' money is very serious. And helping children is very serious. We know all the things that we do, all the decisions that we make are things that weigh on us. They weigh on us heavily. So what I want to do, the reminder I want to make today is that we have our section 287 in our city charter does say that Robert's rules, if it's not specifically listed in our charter, we follow Robert's rules. And we did not follow Robert's rules. We're getting very far from the habit of following Robert's rules. I see it every week. There's interruptions. They're speaking to one another within the meeting. And that's just not the right way to get our business done. So we're going to remind you that that you have to be recognized and you have to raise your hand for recognition, and that the proceeding officer has the authority to recognize speakers, rule motions in or out of order, enforce time limits, maintain decorum, and remove disruptive individuals. I don't want that to ever happen, but I do want to say I just want to see us follow our Robert's rules and be respectful of one another and the person that's speaking. I would like to recognize Mr. Frazier.
Madam Chair, Mr. Mayor, let me just simply say this. I understand about Robert's Rules of Order, but here's the thing with it. Everyone would love to hear about Robert's Rules of Order, but on this board, everyone have a voice. And you just can't ram nothing down people's throat, and we just sit here and take it. And as I say, we should all respect each other, but also this board had a tendency to cut other people off when they're talking. You're right about that part. But I want everybody to respect, when you start talking, don't cut me off when I'm trying to talk. Let me finish what I'm saying. So don't cut me off. And I'm just going to be personal. I'm familiar with Robert's Rules of Order. But if you cut me off, I don't care what you say. I'm going to keep on talking. Thank you. I'll yield the floor back.
So following Robert's rules does show respect. So I hope that you all will do that. That is your call to duty. So we'll see how this goes. All right. I'm going to proceed now. We've got the approval of minutes from our January 27th meeting, 2026. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
Motion has been first and seconded. Is there any discussion on the motion? All right. Is there any call for the question? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Madam Clerk, the motion passes to approve the minutes.
Thank you.
And now we have a public hearing set for today for adjudicated properties. Oh, I'm sorry, did that get taken off?
Well, It was an error
Oh,
on the agenda.
well, that makes it easier.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay,
evening
so
meeting.
it's on the one we just got received, so it's definitely on. All right, well, that will make our meeting much shorter today, so we're happy about that. All right, then we were going to, start with any visitors, but we do have visitors, but they will have an opportunity to speak, shortly. So we will move on to city business. As Miss Lynette Smith with Southwest Mississippi Planning here. Oh, thank you, Miss Smith. Thank you for being here today.
Good morning and happy new year.
Good
morning.
Those I have not seen, I hope and pray that each and one of you have a prosperous and blessed new year.
Thank you.
First, I want to give an update on the 2024 home rehabilitation program that the city was approved. We are still at a standstill. I've been told that HUD and Mississippi Home Corporation, they are trying to revamp some contracts, so that's the holdup. But I do thank you all for your continued patience as well as the applicants. Next, the city reached out with the need to apply for a community development block grant through Mississippi Development Authority to renovate Natchez Senior Center. The repairs and to request are for the gutters, roof repairs, wall repairs, HVAC system. Those are the items that the city would like to request funding for. The funding, again, is coming from Mississippi Development Authority, and the maximum amount is $600,000 that the city can apply for. These funds, the application is due in May, and so I'm here before you to ask for permission to apply for this grant. I do have a resolution, and also it requires a 50% match portion.
A 50%?
Yes, ma'am.
Will you please
I have to
raise your hand to speak?
also hold a public hearing for this application as well as advertise for architects.
So do we have any idea what the match would be?
We do not have an idea, but so far the city has received an estimate, if I'm not mistaken, Ms. Carla, around, what was that total?
Would you mind stepping up, please, to the podium? Thank you.
It was around 150,000.
150 to, yeah, somewhere around there.
So the grant total is estimated to be?
So that's just estimated, we have to advertise for architects in order to get a true figure.
Okay, so this is a request for permission to apply. Doesn't mean we accept a grant. It doesn't mean we're obligated for the grant, is my understanding.
It's just in order to submit the application and for
Okay,
Southwest Planning to administer it.
so is there a motion to request permission for this grant? No motion.
Second?
We do have a motion, a first and a second for this motion. Is there any discussion?
Madam.
Yes.
Yes.
You recognize.
Has Mr. Rudder been a part of the conversation in this as well? I know he deals a lot with public properties.
Yes, ma'am. We all met with the mayor, and Ms. Rhoda was part of that. Yes.
But we don't know what the city's match portion is.
We wouldn't know that until we advertise for architects and have a true figure.
Is there any other discussion?
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead.
So this has to do with Ms. Monroe, with your application to Archives and History?
Yes.
The notice of intent is to grant the city a permit because it's a historical property.
Is
You have
it a
to have a,
landmark?
ma'am,
Is it a Mississippi
Yeah,
landmark?
it
It is.
because it's a historical property, you have to get a permit before any type of work or renovations is conducted on the building. So that's Ms. Carla has the notice of intent for approval, because we have to have that before any work is done anyway.
That's correct. Okay, is there any other discussion?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Just a quick
Alderman
question.
Moran.
I'm sorry, I remember we talked about this previously, but I heard a couple of numbers thrown out, 150,000 and 300,000. Which is, are we thinking 300 total? So the city's portion would be 150 and the grant portion
No,
150, or?
No, sir. It was two different parts. One was for the grant, and then what we would pay for besides the grant, like the elevator being fixed and looking at the pool. Those numbers were included at the time of the meeting.
But they've been removed.
Yeah, they've been removed. Yes.
Is there any other discussion?
One more question.
Yes, please,
If
go
everybody
ahead.
else has spoken.
Proceed.
What a community heritage preservation grant be more appropriate for this?
Personally, I would say yes. However, legislature have not funded that program yet.
So we're still,
I suggested it, but
in sessions,
we're
we'll
waiting.
see.
Yeah, exactly.
all right, thank you.
But that does not mean that we cannot go for that when it opens. So and that's up to the board. The board would like to make the motion if that project is funded to apply as well.
May I amend my motion contingent upon availability of a community heritage preservation grant? Is that more appropriate?
That's up to the
Or
board.
would that have to be a separate motion?
we would bring that motion up if it goes through the legislature. I feel like we can wait on that. Let's just keep your motion as is if you're good with that. And then we have the second, or we're good.
Yeah.
All right, is there any other discussion? Alderman Davis?
And since you're up here, we might as well approve the intent after that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Ms. Monroe.
Oh, the notice of intent
Mhm.
for permit.
Yeah. Yes, okay, so we'll call for the question on this motion.
Oh,
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes, and I do want to entertain a motion for the letter of intent. That is
so moved.
next needed.
Second.
Okay, is there any discussion? All right, let's move to a vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. So we thank you all for your work. And
I do have one
oh,
more.
please go ahead.
The Mississippi Development Authority are hosting the CDBG workshop. I don't know if you all received the notice, but they had to reschedule it during the winter storm. It is now Wednesday, January
January?
I'm sorry. I picked the wrong form. Russian. February the 19th in Pearl. And if anyone needs that location, I'll be more than happy to give it to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's all I
right,
have.
Thanks.
We appreciate it. We have Miss Page here on our agenda with the Boys and Girls Club. We have had a 30-minute meeting beforehand, a special call meeting to have discussion on this. And I do want to make sure that we don't go through the whole thing again. We've heard all that, but I would like a quick summary from you, please, if you don't mind.
Well, I mean, I've given the basic core values of the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
I can tell you, like I said, we have invited every school system in Adams County. We have invited every city and county partner, including Parks and Rec, even the Mississippi Planning. We've invited every academic institution as well to come and to work with us for children. We are inclusive. We are about supporting every part of a community to be better in that community. And so I am hoping if there are specific questions that you have that we can answer them today, but I can personally say, as someone, I've worked in city government, county government, state government, and I now work in federal government. And the Boys and Girls Club is one of the most trusted entities in the United States. You have people from foundations, you have people even from the Globe Awards for celebrities who, when they need somewhere to put money, they automatically send it to the Boys and Girls Club for children. You know, sometimes they send money to the United Way because they're focused on community. But when there's something for children across the United States, no business, no foundation has ever had an issue sending money to the Boys and Girls Club. What they give you back is tenfold from what you put in. And so as Ms. Jackson was saying to you, as a commitment to the corporate office who is putting in so much money for Natchez, they wanted a seed investment from the city and the county. The county has budgeted their money and is moving forward. We are simply coming before the city to answer any questions you have about the Boys and Girls Club, because your return on your investment will be astounding. And so I think we had Mr. West and others at meetings who said previously when they had the Boys and Girls Club, even though there may have been some issues, crime in their community was reduced almost 50%. So this is evidence-based. This is trusted and tested, even in Jackson, for over 90 years. So we're just simply asking the city of Natchez to stay with the commitment that they were going to make, to have a discussion with the Board of Aldermen to be able to simply budget this some small amount of money in support of what we're trying to do in Natchez for the children, all children of Natchez.
I had written down some questions as we were talking earlier, and you didn't get a chance, so I'm just going to read through these questions that I had. How many children? What are their ages? Transportation, how do the kids get to and from Boys and Girls Clubs? Is there a set curriculum every day? How structured is it? The yearly commitment, you're asking for 25,000 this year to get this thing kicked off. Are we committing to a yearly figure that we're going to, have to keep going and keep doing this every year? And then, full budget funding, I wrote that down. Total expenses here, I showed it 205,000, a little over that. And if we come on with our 25,000, that gives you 150. Where's the other 53,000 coming from? And I'm
That
assuming
is
you had
part
something.
of what the board and myself, we raised that money.
Okay.
And not only that, the advisory committee and the people that we're depending on, we've already been having meetings about how we can help raise money here in Natchez. Because just like Hines County give us money every year. Copiah County, I have a meeting in a couple of weeks with them. And I will say this on the record. Natchez is one of the ones that after Macomb put down and they couldn't do it, they reached out to us. But we also have we have Canton that is waiting for us to say yes to them. We have Vicksburg. And one of my conversations has been with both of them. Natchez I'm taking care of Natchez this year. That's the main thing. So my thing is making sure that we move forward with this so we can know that we can go ahead and begin the work that we need to do for the city of Natchez and the youth in Natchez, because we understand statistics and everything that's going on. We're not the all in, but we're one of the greatest youth development agencies around. And it is like everyone has gotten up there and said, we have tested. And kicking it off, we're doing a pilot, as she mentioned earlier. And the reason why we're doing the pilot is to make sure that we get the right people in place to be over the kids that we're serving, get everything done. Because even though Boys and Girls Club was here before, I don't know how it was before. I can only speak for Central Mississippi. And I know how we run things, and it's a little different than what we used to run things. When they get from the grade work, if they have committed their time for us, they will be dropping kids off. Parents will be responsible for picking their kids up in the afternoon. They have an application that they have to fill out. Part of that is we have scholarships in place where those kids will be taken care of, whether it be they got Magnolia Health, True Care. We have different things that will help offset that. Even with that, with our clubs in Jackson, our kids, if they're not on scholarship, they pay $100 a month. With the kids here, we only charge them $40 if they come. And that's part of that is so that, and that's don't even take, if you look at the budget and the salaries in there, $40 is not gonna pay those salaries that we have paid. And so on top of that, even with the 25,000, that only pay for 2 part-time instructors. That's not including your director. That we're starting off at $40,000. So that is part of what we're talking about. It's an investment on both ends. It's not that we're coming asking you all for the whole thing and we're not investing in anything.
And so what I wanted to answer his other questions.
Those other questions.
First of all, we're targeting 50 kids in the pilot. Judge Hudson has asked us to try to increase that.
Well, we said 50 to 75.
To 75, but we're starting at Morgantown because the facilities that the school presented to us early on were not sufficient. We're about keeping kids safe, and there are state and federal guidelines and where you can operate with children. So the site identified temporarily would be Morgantown. And we've been working with Dr. Martin to get prepared and work with her teachers as well to bring those kids. As she said, ECHO is a contract with the school district. They have also, we've been talking to them to agree to transport those kids so that they're there. And then it's from 3 to like 6?
It's from 2 to 6.
2 to 6. And then the parents will have to pick up the kids from there.
Ages 5 at the beginning, in April, May, it would be 5 to 12-year-olds. And then after that, in the summer, we'll be open from 7:30 to 5:30, and that is from 5 to 18.
Yeah, we'll add middle school and high school on once we can get established with elementary.
I feel like everybody's gotten to ask their questions. Does anybody else have? Yes.
I don't have a question. I actually, when I saw Judge Hudson come in, I just wanted him to come to the mic and give his support of the Boys and Girls Club, because I know he's worked with our youth for a number of years, and I value the information that he would share as well.
Judge Hudson, we welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been a while before I've been before this august body, but I appreciate the opportunity to share with you. I was a part of the initial Boys and Girls program. The primary issue there was that it was totally grant funded, and we had many more kids involved in it because the money was there for us to deal with those additional kids. But after about 7 years, that money went away. And we were not able to sustain the program as it was then. Now we're in a situation where it's a smaller group to grow into that, hopefully, but to grow into that, we have to have support not only from governmental agencies like you guys, that's critical to it, but from the public as a whole. So the idea here is that we'd be able to prove the value of the Boys and Girls Club and then move forward with more community support. I will say at the time that we were in position, one of the reasons why I was a huge advocate of that, I was the youth court judge at the time, and I can absolutely verify that the amount of not only criminal but mischievous behavior around where the Boys and Girls Clubs were at the time were significantly reduced because of it. Now, in Mississippi, we have a very robust Boys and Girls footprint across the state. Hattiesburg has a very active Boys and Girls Club. Jackson, of course, Macomb, Vicksburg, you've heard about those. Every time I go to an Ole Miss football game, I drive by the Boys and Girls Club in Oxford. So they're all over the state serving their kids. And I'm totally in favor of the Boys and Girls Club. It is one of the premier child, not only development, but safety organizations in our nation. And this group has gotten support from the regional offices, strong support from the regional offices, and then support from these other clubs that we never had back 20 years ago. We had no Vicksburg or Jackson or Macomb or any of those other clubs willing to invest in what we were doing at that time. We were a standalone. I think it's better not to be a standalone at this particular point in time, but be able to serve our children. So I'm open to any questions any of y'all might have.
Is there any questions for Judge Hudson?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. You have a question for him?
For all three, Judge Hudson, before you came in, and we know your value to youth, and that's a given.
I appreciate it.
But what I said before you came in is that not one person on this dais is against the Boys and Girls Mission. We all value that. I've lived in cities where it worked beautifully, and I was here when it imploded, so I know the difference. But I'm going to make a motion now that we assess the pilot program that you have already contracted with the Natchez County School District. And then the mayor and board of aldermen can assess that, and after 1 year. And if it's going well, I will happily be able, after we budget our $25,000 to say we do this.
Is there a second? The motion dies for no further.
Well, I think,
Is there any other? Yes.
Because we've been discussing without a motion.
Did that?
Well,
did that-
It died. She didn't have a second.
No, we were continuing our discussion from the special call meeting. Is there any other
I
business?
have a
with
motion,
this?
but if hers died on the floor, it goes down on the floor. Okay, what I would like to do, I'd like to make a motion that on consensus that the city fund the Boys and Girls Club so that we can find this money somewhere in our budget to fund the Boys and Girls Club. Also, with the.
Second.
I'm not through yet.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. With the contingent that the Board of Supervisors and the Natchez Adams County School District come on board with this.
They already
are.
have. We're the only
Okay.
entity.
They have
that
signed our
not.
agreement.
I just want to make that, put that in,
He wants to add
You
in
can.
in the meeting
that
itself.
they have given.
They
us
have.
support.
Yeah, they have given the support, and that's the motion I'd like to make, that we go ahead on and try to find the money for the fund the Boys and Girls Club. As I stated earlier in my statement, it's taxpayers' money, but we need to plan for the future of our kids.
Alderman Frazier, would you just clarify one statement for your
Yeah,
motion?
I'd like to make
Thank
a
you.
motion that on the contingent that we go into budget, we find this money in this year's budget, that we fund the Boys and Girls Club.
So it's contingent upon the
A
budget.
contingent on the budget
So-
and also the Natchez Adams County School
To-
District.
Oh, you
Can
can't
we
do
have a
that.
second?
Second.
No,
So,
hold on, second.
Just to clarify, Madam Clerk, do you need any clarification on
I
that?
think I've got it.
Okay, is there any discussion on the motion?
Yes, and again, there's been a couple of things that we can identify in our budget where we can find the funding from. There is.
All right, is there any other discussion? We'll call for the question.
Uh,
Well, let's proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
All right, do we need a
I've
roll
already voiced
call?
my concerns.
Do we need a roll call? You
I've
got
got
it?
it.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much.
Thank
Motion
you.
passed.
Thank you.
I don't think everyone voted.
All right, let's proceed to back to our agenda with Ms. Leah Gibson Hunter, Director of Downtown Natchez Alliance, for DNA updates. Thank you for being here today.
Madam Chair, she requested,
Everybody voted. We need a roll call.
need a roll call. She requested. a roll
Not
call.
everyone voted.
All right, so, Madam Clerk.
If, don't leave, they're beginning to vote for it now. Don't leave. She's calling for a roll call vote.
Not everyone voted.
You sit down and hear the results of the vote.
Did anyone not vote?
No, everybody was in agreement. She said nay, and nobody else said anything, which silence give consent.
Yeah. Was there any other nay?
No, sir.
That's it. All right, thank you, Ms. Hunter. We appreciate you being here.
Then the vote
And
passed.
let's please
Okay.
keep order. Thank you. All right, thank y'all for being here today. We appreciate it. Ms. Hunter, you proceed, and all right, let's have order, please. Come on. All right, we're doing well so far. Let's keep this going. Thank you.
Good
I'm
morning.
trying if they don't trigger.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Very happy to be here with you all today. I just have a short update and I have some photos to accompany my update for today. So at the start of the year, our focus has been on closing out some major projects while also positioning Downtown Natchez Alliance for what's next, particularly around business support, partnerships, and long-term sustainability. In January, I attended the Main Street Directors Retreat in Louisville, Mississippi, hosted at Lake Teocata, which focused on best practices, peer learning, and our experiences and how they inform how we shape our priorities throughout the year. I also want to note that Mississippi Main Street Day at the Capitol will take place on March 4th in Jackson, Mississippi, and DNA will be participating as part of that statewide advocacy effort. We are nearing our end of our ARPA-funded work, which has represented a significant design and reinvestment effort downtown. These projects are wrapping up, and our attention has shifted towards identifying additional resources and opportunities that will directly support our local businesses and property owners. A recent example of the kind of work that we want to continue to do more of is a community and school collaboration that DNA helped facilitate this month. Jennifer Boone and her co-owners at Dixon Books had an overstock of more than 40 copies of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Party Pooper, and wanted to share those books with the deserving local classroom. Through our coordination with school leadership, McLaurin Elementary identified Ms. Jaslyn Noble's fourth grade reading class, which were nominated by their administration in recognition of the progress that their students have made this year in reading. DNA worked to connect the partners involved and shape the effort into a meaningful experience for the students. The books were donated on behalf of Vicky's Books for Kids Fund through the Community Foundation of Mississippi, which is a fund that was established by the Boone family in honor of their mother and her love of children, learning, and reading. The Hunter Law Firm was an early collaborator in the effort as well. In support of the celebration, the firm helped make the day extra special by providing a pizza party for the students after a short group reading, and each student was allowed to take home their own book. So this project reflects CNA's role as a connector in the community and downtown, bringing together businesses, schools, philanthropic partners, and community organizations to create meaningful impact. We look forward to continuing and expanding this type of work. Looking ahead, we are actively planning our spring real estate event, which will take place on May 1st and 2nd. This year, it will have a focus on reestablishing and reintroducing our downtown doorway portal, which is like our very own version of Zillow for downtown properties and residential options for the local community. We look forward to sharing that with everyone, as well as incorporating the schools in our efforts again with a special project that will help put some of those available spaces on display. And we are also intentionally evolving with our downtown merchant group meetings into a more collaborative working space. We have those meetings at the end of every month on Wednesdays at 8 a.m. at Natchez Coffee. So this meeting is also where our business owners, partners, and community members engage directly with DNA to advance downtown Natchez together. And then finally, I want to acknowledge our recent board transitions. We have welcomed new board members and new officers who will formally be introduced at a later date. I want to recognize Norma West, who has completed her term as president, and Joanne Brumfield, who has rolled off the board after serving 2 consecutive terms. We are grateful for their leadership and service. Overall,
I want to thank them, Ms.
Yes.
West. Thank you so much. And Ms. Michael, I see them at everything.
Yes.
And your commitment is commendable. Thank you so much, and your volunteerism. So we appreciate that very much. And I also want to just say that you set the bar high for people updating us when we do allocate money to them. So we appreciate that. That is validating what the taxpayer money is going to. So thank you very much.
thank you. Well, I'll wrap up at that point. Our key initiatives are helping us to build meaningful partnerships as we move forward, and we want to continue to lay the groundwork for a very active spring. So thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
I think we'll all agree the buildings that have received the grant they're looking so good. I think John Grady
They are.
Barnes was the most recent one, and it looks fantastic. So
Well, we
thank you all.
also see, if I may,
Yes, ma'am.
see that also down on St. Catherine Street,
Yes.
we see that the awnings are going to go up there as well. And I have seen them at Pig Out Inn and other locations, and they do look great. But I also want to say, we were just at our MML conference, and so every time we were asking about our downtown, my hand went up. So finally, the representative who was holding the meeting, and it was with branding, I held my hand up. She said, "What city are you from, or what municipality?" I said, "Natchez." She said, "Yes, Natchez does." And I said, "Yes, we do." Everything I was able to. So it was such a good feeling to know the
Right.
investment that the city of Natchez has invested in to get our DNA downtown organization back into place. Also, thanks to Ms. Chastney Doyle, who was very optimal in the process from the very beginning.
Yes.
So I do want to include her as well.
Very good. And I do want to mention, you might want to just elaborate a little bit on it. At the convention center, we had the overview of the plans for the Porch to the
Porch to Freedom.
Bluff. Yes, that was a good event. Do y'all hosted that, didn't you? Or
So
you
we didn't
organized
host
it?
that,
Okay.
but we do have some members that are affiliated with our organization that are a part of those
Well, y'all were very
projects.
strong in getting people to come. and
Yes.
So we appreciate that.
It's, may I?
Yes.
I just want to say, I was not able to attend that meeting, but my ward it's from the forks of the road to
Mhm.
Jefferson Street. That's my ward. But I wanted to say this. I don't know whether or not it's been stated or not. And hopefully the next meeting, I hope to, if there are any future meetings, to be able to attend.
Okay.
That the pedestrians that are on East Franklin, they're asking for a pedestrian walk from the intersection right at Junkin Street and what goes over to Liberty Road, right to the Sprint Mart. they're asking for maybe something there because we have a lot of high traffic where pedestrians are walking, and not only that, our bikers that come down, they would have that area in a safe manner to cross that street.
Definitely think talking to Mr. Johnson about
Okay,
that. too,
okay.
with
All
the
right.
grant.
Just
All
wanted
right.
to make sure I put emphasis on that because
Okay,
it should
I'll
have
share those
asked.
sentiments.
Thank
Do you
you.
have anything else for us today?
That's all I have
Okay,
for
any
today.
questions or comments?
Thank you.
Thank you
All
for
right,
your
so
great
much for
work.
being here.
Thank you all so
Mhm.
much.
All right, we're going to move on to our department directors' reports. First, we have Mr. James Johnston with Community Development. Thank you,
Good
Mr.
morning.
I'll try and be brief. Removal of stone threads and repair of inlay terrazzo flooring. I request that this also be tabled until the meeting on the 24th. Silver Street retaining wall preservation change order number 1 with money from the Delta Regional Authority. The original scope of work as detailed in the city's application has been successfully completed by the contractor. During a recent inspection by the consulting engineer for another project, it was determined that additional stabilization work is needed to be performed at this site. And you see the scope of work. The cost of this work is an additional $39,200 and would be on a 75 federal, 25% local cost share, and can be done from the remaining unobligated grant funds and local match. Staff is requesting a motion to approve the change order number 1, subject to the review and approval of the Delta Regional Authority. Pleasure of the board.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion that Alderwoman Hall, and then our second was Alderman Davis. All right, any discussion on the motion?
James, yes,
Sir.
I am.
Mr. Frazier?
This for removal of stone, was,
Barrier post.
oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
That's okay. All right, is there any other discussion? All right, let's proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Renovation of the upstairs bathroom at Natchez City Hall. Staff is requesting a motion to receive quote bids for the renovation of the upstairs bathroom, noting that this activity was carried forward from 2025 and included the city's approved FY26 budget. Of note, the bathroom services the public, the planning department, IT department, city clerk's office, engineering services. Pleasure of the board.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion on the motion?
Madam Pro Tem.
Yes.
Yes, this is a necessary project that we do need to do, but I'm also wanting us to consider in the future budget hearings to think about putting an elevator in City Hall. Yes, it's an historic building, but that does not absolve us from following the law pertaining to ADA requirements.
All right, anything else pertaining to this motion? All right, we'll call for the question. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes.
I do have one more item if y'all don't mind. It came in late. Cleaning of illegal dump sites with the city solid waste assistance grant funded through DEQ. Staff, myself, and Mr. Dollar is requesting a motion to seek quote bids to clean illegal dump sites identified on Marin Avenue.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion?
Yes,
Yes, Alderman.
I also have one to add and for you to meet me to take a look at down on Tima Street.
What street?
Tima, the residents on Ouachita.
Off East Franklin.
Off East
Ouachita.
Franklin. Their objects and material are falling down that hill back on that property at the end of Tima.
Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Any other discussion?
Maybe we could do it this afternoon.
I have a eye doctor's exam at 4.
Okay.
Let's proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion?
I can get you tomorrow.
Any opposed to the motion?
No.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And now, Mr. Tingo Tingle, our Director of Planning and Zoning Department, please come forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On February 11th, of 2025, the Board of Aldermen approved the city's application for a certified local government grant from the Mississippi Department of Archives and History in the amount of $5,200. The grant requires a 50-50 match, bringing the total project cost to $10,400 to fund architectural and topographical services for the cemetery shelter house and maintenance barn at the Natchez City Cemetery. The required match will be provided by the Natchez Cemetery Association. In April of 2025, the city was awarded the grant, and during the transition to a new director of planning and zoning, it was discovered that the memorandum of agreement and the architectural services contract had not been approved by the Board of Aldermen. And so we are now requesting that the CLG MOA and the architectural services contract with Salmon Architects PLLC of $8,000 to be retroactively approved.
So then we got a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Yeah, this is just a follow-up, getting our I's dotted and T's crossed for this that we've already done. Okay, any other discussion? Any discussion?
Yeah, so funding is available. That's the other thing. Funding is available for it. I'm not in opposition of it. I'm just asking about our match.
The match comes from the city cemetery board. We'll
Yeah,
make
this,
that
this
match.
will not
Okay.
involve, we're being used as a pass-through.
Okay.
Yeah, just.
All
for
right,
this
no
grant.
problem.
All right, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. All right, please continue.
Yes, and also, this has not been executed yet, but we are requesting approval of the topographic survey and mapping services contract with Jordan Kaiser and Sessions LLC of $2,400 as a part of the same grant.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion on the motion?
Could you explain that the topography survey and the mapping services, explain it a little more?
Sure. They're going to be doing a topo survey of the topographical because of the location of the shelter house. In order to have that documented, to be able to use that for future planning and work around for hopefully to restore both of those buildings.
Okay.
All right, any other discussion?
Shelter house.
Is there a call for question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead.
Will the Cemetery Association also pay for this, or this is the city, the 24?
No, this is all being funded by the Cemetery Association.
Okay, thanks.
All right, any other discussion? Let's proceed to a vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes.
All right. We're requesting to apply for a FY 2026 Certified Local Government Grant for the Historic District mail campaign. Applications are now open for a new round of Certified Local Government grants, which help offset the cost of preservation planning, surveys, and preservation-related outreach for communities certified by the National Park Service as having a preservation ordinance and a local historic district. The city of Natchez has participated in the CLG program since 1985. So we are requesting to apply for $3,274.81 grant with the required 50-50 match to fund publications and a marketing campaign within the Natchez Historic District. The project will include mail-outs and postcards sent to all property owners in the district to inform them of their responsibilities when planning exterior work on historic buildings and homes, and draft copies of the mail-outs and postcards are included in your packets.
I think this will be a great help
moved.
to them to understand what we're about here with this. So is there any discussion on this motion?
No, it's good to see that this is actually happening. Like you said, it just makes everyone aware you should be on the same page with everything.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any other discussion? I will call for a vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Nay. The motion passes.
All right. And this is for the vacant position of the Planning Commission. After 15 years of dedicated service, Bush Johnson has stepped down from the Planning Commission. Since December of 2010, Mr. Johnson has served with professionalism, commitment, and integrity, and his contributions have been invaluable to the work of the commission and the city of Natchez. His service and leadership are sincerely appreciated, and we're now requesting approval to advertise for and accept resumes to fill the vacant position on the Planning Commission.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? Okay, let's
What-
call for.
Well, I do. So what,
Alderman
now that
Irving?
you got it approved, had you looked at what dates you're looking at, or are you just gonna
We'll
be
have
able to accept it?
we'll advertise, I believe the limit for the, we'll have, I believe, 15 days.
Okay.
And then once we have gone through and reviewed the resumes, I believe, we will come back to the commission to request that one of the applicants will be approved.
Okay.
All right, any other discussions? Yes.
I would just like to say, in this application process, as we're beginning to review the applicants, I think it's probably pretty important that we find someone with a skill set like which Johnson had that can offer so much information on construction, all the things that go into, building new buildings or renovating or whatever. I think he offered an awful lot with his experience and knowledge, and I'd love to see somebody step up and fill that spot with the same sorts of qualifications. I think it's really important that we have a very diverse set of experience and abilities on that board. I'd really like to see that spot filled with somebody like that.
Thank you, Alderman Maroney. That's a very good point. Any other discussion?
I just wanted to ask
Irving.
and ask a question to Maroney. So you're saying he was a constructor? He was a
Contractor, builder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appraiser.
Okay.
That
Okay.
skill set. would be
No,
valuable.
inspector.
Okay.
All right, I call for the question. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
All right. And we have travel requests for staff to attend the Certified Local Government Training in Jackson on April 22nd and 23rd of this year. The Mississippi Department of Archives and History is hosting a 2-day workshop in Jackson titled Preservation Boot Camp as part of their CLG training for planning staff and preservation commissions. The 2-day event will include a variety of informative sessions, walking tours, and valuable networking opportunities. So we are requesting approval for travel and training for Caitlin McDonald and Seth Blattner to attend the MDH boot camp to be held in Jackson on April 22nd and 23rd.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, thank you. I just want to just say with all the public discussion of travel lately, I do want to commend the city for being proactive with having the forms where you have to say why you need to go, where you're going. And, we're planning ahead. We're trying to be very mindful of taxpayer money with travel. So thank you. And you've got those, we'll have those forms in.
Yes.
Big four.
All right. So thank you so much. Is there any other discussion?
Yes, I just wanted to ask.
Oh, what? Yeah, okay. She also said
Okay,
so.
I didn't hear.
I will go ahead with you.
I just wanted to ask
Alderman
Caitlin and Seth. So what are their positions? Are they in our planning commission meetings? Are they acting as directors to guide the meetings?
They are presenting staff reports to both the preservation and the planning commissions. And so they review applications that come into both and commissions. And so they, whereas in the past, it's been only the director presenting, we're giving them experience in being able to understand the city's codes and making recommendations to the commission on applications for, both the preservation.
But do they have the background experience, the education assets of that? I mean, because here you're talking architects, you're talking other backgrounds. Do they have that?
No, I mean, they've been, Caitlin's been working in the planning department for 8 years.
But she's been nothing but our administrative
She
secretary.
has done a lot more.
But those duties weren't shared with this board. And so my reason for asking is because, it comes with the requirements. If we were going to do on-the-job training, I have no problem with that. But that's something still should be approved by the board versus getting a student from a university who has a background in architect, who would be willing to do. So we're just preparing ourselves for the future, utilizing our space, just like workforce development.
Right.
You're getting these same skill sets. And so that's why I'm asking the question, because that's something that needs to be.
I don't think that has to come in front of the board. That is part of cross-training. That's what you want in case you had to go out for some reason.
But again, I was saying, because
that they're not presenting anything that this is not appropriate for.
Okay.
Let's,
Just
go ahead and
make sure.
First of all, Ms. McDonald is now the deputy planner. We have done that. She is now the deputy planner. And it's also a requirement for anyone who serves on the Preservation Commission to go to these boot camps in order to remain on the board. So these are requirements. And the fact
So how come we didn't know that?
deputy planner has been working more than an administrative assistant for 8 years in the planning department, and Mr. Blattner, they do more than just administrative duties in that department. So they
But
also
they would
been
never-
sometimes the secretaries in those meetings. So it's very important, but I want to reiterate that these trainings are requirements.
All right,
those who
this-
serve in those departments.
I think I saw,
And
You did. And then
Alderman
we'll just
Maroney with his hand up. Did
You
you have
did.
anything?
No,
Okay, you good?
But I will just have that discussion with the mayor. That's who I take it to, because he take care of day to day. I'm not putting anyone down. I'm just saying that we lack the information. I don't mind training, because training enhance people
Right.
so that they can do better at their job. I don't have a problem with training anyone. I'm just saying the process and the position, because I know when we hired her, what we hired her as.
Well,
Alderman
the,
Frazier?
If I'm not mistaken, I think this came up at the last year at the board meeting, like some same similar thing, and it was turned down. And my other question is, maybe it's just me, I'm somewhere down the road, I got lost. I didn't know we had a deputy planner.
That was
Maybe I missed something, but I don't think we ever had a deputy planner. So
We have
that's
one,
all I got to say.
and I'm
Somebody,
glad that
I have
we're
some
being
people,
proactive.
I'm looking out in the audience, I have some people on the planning commission, they say they didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I'm
They
looking
don't
at-
have to, they don't.
But I'm just saying, you can't give a person a title. That's
Right.
what's been happening lately in city government. You
Right,
give a person a title when they don't have a title.
right.
You're promoting people that don't supposed to be promoted. That's what I'm simply saying. But we're gonna move on from this conversation, and we're
I would
gonna
like-
do what's best for the city.
For Mr. Tingle to have a moment to address any of that,
well,
and then we'll move on.
what we have been doing in the planning department is we have been, as director, I have been giving the staff responsibilities to learn what it, takes to work in the planning department, and also help me deal with the public when they come in, to be able to answer questions, so that when they are filling out their applications or knowing what to fill out their applications for. And so that is the reason why they have been a part of this, and also reviewing applications as they come in, preparing the staff reports to present to the various commissions. And I thought that it was a very good way for training and for learning, their jobs. And also, my hope is that both of our staff will eventually become certified planners. And that is a part of it when they get reviewed. You don't have to have a degree.
But that's what,
And both of them have a college degree.
I'm not saying that, but it's not in what architect. When we were looking to,
We don't have to
hire
have
a
an
planner, that's
architect.
what
I don't have an architect's
just-
degree.
I'm listening to you. Go on.
All right, we are the legislative body of the branch. We're not the executive, so we're the legislative. We do approve raises. I think we need to get this motion passed or not. That's our job here as to city business. So is there any other discussion on this before we call for a vote?
I just want to say this. I think we should do just like what we saw, and you just complimented Mrs. Leah Hunter about coming to the board on a regular basis, telling us about the changes within the department. I think since you're training them, that's something you should come and give the board information on as well.
I'm glad we got that today. We got
Yeah.
the information on the training, and he comes in here
Not every month,
meeting.
but
So anything else?
I was just saying, we can't afford an architect in that office.
All right, let's call for the question.
Call the question.
All in favor of the motion, say aye.
I got something to say.
The question's been called.
I got something to say, Ms. Mel. I told you, don't cut me off when I'm talking.
You're not being very respectful right now.
And I know, but I raised my hand. You didn't recognize me.
After she called for the question.
No, I raised my hand before that.
No, I will recognize you. My goodness.
Okay, that's all I need for you to do. But let me just say this too. I understand you're trying to do what's best for the planning department. But as you say, in incidents like this, what we need to do, if we don't give people the title, and I said it earlier, if we don't give somebody a title, if you want a deputy planner, you should post it with the city that we have an opening for deputy planner. I mean, like I said, I understand that you need people right now, but that's I'm just simply saying, when these positions come open, let's make it available to everybody in the public. Thank you, Ms. Mayor.
Well, question's been called, so let's go to a vote, please. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay.
I just want to say one thing. We need to stop
I recognize you, Alderwoman.
these games that go on where we have certain people in our audience observing these meetings.
That's a
That's
valid
all I want to
point.
say.
Thank you. All
Miss-
right.
Mrs. Smith, I just want to say this.
Okay, our meetings
I
last
just
so
want to
long for
say
tit
this.
for tat. Can we just do our city business?
I
We
do.
are here
I do.
to-
We are. We are.
Please proceed.
We are. I just want to, and I am responding to that. You speak your truth every meeting. It doesn't take the audience because we represent these people. You speak your truth every meeting, and everybody has different perspectives, and there to do what? Voice them. So no one is going to silence my voice. I try to be respectful because I am. I give respect and to others as I expect them to do to me. But no one's going to silence my voice. And that's how I feel. That's what you're doing when you say things or make those kinds of comments.
All right, I think, is anything else?
One more thing, I just wanted to update on the 75th anniversary of the Natchez Preservation Ordinance celebration. In 2026, the city of Natchez will commemorate the 75th anniversary of the adoption of one of the nation's earliest historic preservation ordinances and the establishment of the Natchez Historic District. And although it was modest in scope, the ordinance represented a forward-thinking and visionary action that placed Natchez at the forefront of historic preservation movement in Mississippi and across the country. In 1951, the city formally recognized the importance of protecting its historic buildings and neighborhoods by establishing a design review process through the newly created Planning Commission. This body would later be or evolve to the Architectural Review Board and ultimately to the Preservation Commission. And this early commitment to preservation ensured that changes within the historic district would respect the architectural integrity of the individual properties while maintaining the overall character of the district for future generations. In recognition of this milestone anniversary, the Planning and Zoning Department proposes to host a series of formal and informal public events and educational training sessions throughout the year. And these efforts will highlight the importance of historic preservation and increase the awareness among the property owners within the district regarding applicable ordinances and regulations. And we'll have more information for that in the coming weeks.
All right, we appreciate your informative report.
Thank you.
Sorry for the Spanish Inquisition. All right, let's move on. Let's see, Ms. Monroe, did you have anything else or she covered everything, didn't she? She's gone. All right, we've now moved to city officials' reports, and we will start with Alderwoman Hall. Do you have a report?
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Yes, I just have two things to recite. First of all, I'd like to thank the Catholic Diocese of Jackson's entire education system. They have been recognized, given a distinctive award from Cognia, which is a global exceptional accreditation standard and continuous improvement organization. There were over 11,000 systems that applied for this accreditation standard in 2024 school year, and the Catholic Diocese of Jackson's entire system was only one of 11 that received this distinction. They scored 389 out of 400 Cognia criteria. So I want to thank the Bishop Kopaz of the Catholic Diocese School System and recently retired Executive Director of Catholic Education for the Diocese, Carla Luke, for this exceptional distinction. To be named one of 11 global outstanding school systems is outstanding. And thank their principals, teachers, and staff. And I just want to ask the citizens of Natchez and the county to be patient with Public Works and Meridian Waste. They're still collecting debris from our storm in January. And I know I keep getting calls. I'm sure all of you are getting calls, but just be patient. They are doing their very best. They are taking over this entire city, trying to collect debris. And they are doing it every day.
Very good point. Thank you.
You're welcome. That concludes my report.
Thank you so much, Alderman Frazier.
Yes, just let me say this. I want to thank Mr. Greg West. I know he's gone for all he's doing in the community. He's always showing up for something to do with the youth baseball. I think he's doing an excellent job. And he was a former member of the Boys and Girls Club. He's still at. Now, also, I just want to say, as an Alderman from Ward 2, I am I am elected not just to sit here and don't say nothing. I vote my conscience, I vote my heart, I vote what's best for the citizen of Natchez. As Alderwoman and the Mayor Pro Tem say, sometimes these meetings get a little contentious, but sometimes we got to have that in order to get our point over. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to no one on this board, but as I told the Alderman once before, that's just me. I'm gonna speak my mind. If I feel that it's wrong, I'm gonna speak about it. I don't care if it's public works, fire department, police department, whatever. But if it's dealing with the city, I'm gonna say something, especially with dealing with the police. But, and like I say, I respect the individual on here. It's not about Billy Joe Frazier. It's about what you're gonna do for the citizens of Natchez. If it's not good for the citizens of Natchez, I do not vote for it. And I respect each and every individual up here, their opinion. You can say what you want to say, but it's just your opinion. But at the end of the day, let's move on and try to do what's good for Natchez. It's about Natchez. And we sitting up there like say, we all fuss and fight, but if it ain't good for Natchez, it ain't gonna happen. We have enough problems as it is. We had a killing this weekend. It was uncalled for. These are things that we need to start being addressed. Public safety, health, and all this stuff. This is what we need to be doing. As Alderwoman said, I understand Alderwoman said she gets frustrated, and y'all know she gets frustrated with me. But it's about Natchez. It's not about the Alderman. It's what we was elected to do for the people. If we don't do for the people, we don't need this job. We need to step aside and let somebody else get this job. And the department head, I understand what they doing the best they can. And I didn't vote for some of it, but that's my right. But I'm going to support them. But if I feel that the department head is wrong, I'm going to address them. And I just want to simply say, I appreciate all the department head what you do. And y'all look at me kind of sideways, but that's fine. But I appreciate everybody up there. And like I say, it's all about Natchez. We don't do it for Natchez. I suggest that we turn our badge in. But I guess they say the same thing about me. I need to resign too. But that's everybody's opinion. So that's the end of my report.
Thank you, Mr. Frazier. Alderwoman Irving.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I want to begin with stating a neighborhood watch. Ward 4 might be a neighborhood watch meeting where it's going to be Macedonia Baptist Church, 33 Minor Street, Wednesday, February the 11th, 2026 at 6 p.m. Our guests would be the Natchez Police Chief, Ms. Caroline Green, Natchez Code Enforcement Officer, that would be Mr. Lee Best, and a representative from the Adams County Sheriff Department as well. And this will be hosted by yours truly, Felicia Irving. Refreshments will be served as well. I'm hoping those members that are hearing me, please come out. We'll be knocking on doors today, getting members to remind them of the neighborhood watch meeting. Moving on, I want to bring to your attention Rimber Street. We're still having a water leak down at the water main. I know I don't see Mr. Dollar, and I don't see a representative from Natchez Waterworks. I've reported it, but it's been several months. So, and I do understand the way the materials are coming in. Say it's a valve that needs to be replaced. It's taken several months, but the concern that I have, we just repaved the street. And so we know what water does over a period of time. That was the concern, and that's why I'm bringing it back up today.
For doing that, we can definitely get with Waterworks and see where they are with it.
Yes.
Tell me the address.
Rimber Street, Rimber. It's right off St. Catherine Street. Okay, and the other concern I have is over on South Concord Street. When you cross the railroad track, it's been 2 digs there. One has been repaved. The other one needs some rocks in it, filled in with rocks. So I don't know if it's waterwork or Atmos gas. I don't know, but we do need to find out. Yes, because it can cause someone drive over it. It's a deep dip there. They could break the front end. South Concord, down on the end toward Devereaux. Again, I just want to say that I attended First Presbyterian Baptist Church on Sunday and Methodist Church is it Methodist or Presbyterian Church? And I do apologize. They invited an African group that was traveling nationwide to come to our community. It was truly well received by the members of the church and the general public to come out. I wish more had attended because they did such a great job. But when I'm bringing it back up because I'm glad to know we're doing what we're doing with the Boys and Girls Club, but to know that it's just not Natchez, it's nationwide. It's everyone invested in their future, and their future are their youth and their communities. And so when we see that this can happen on a big, broad scale, we're talking nationwide. What the organization did for the youth with singing and dance and how it enhanced them to make positive decisions and choices in life. You know, in their country, 12 and 13, it was stated to us that they married these girls off. So here you're giving them a chance. They can remain that level of a child and not forced into doing other things at that age that they shouldn't, inappropriate ages, I would say. However, to see that and to support it, they were asking for sponsors and for donations, because that's what it takes to keep such successful programs and foundations going. It's going to take us to buy into it. And so I just want to thank my colleagues for listening. Judge Hudson, thank you for showing up today. I know what you've done over a number of years in our community with our youth, and been lots of success stories. So I want to thank you for that, and thank my colleagues again for finding the funding for the Boys and Girls Club. I also want to thank our city department heads for everything that they do. And that ends my report. Just trying to think, was it something else there? But that ends my report, and I thank you.
All right, Alderman Davis.
Oh, I don't have one thing to say. Today I will be meeting with a disabled veteran member. They're trying to put a DAV chapter in Natchez. We don't have 4 in the state of Mississippi, and they do a lot for the veterans, like teach them how to do the paperwork. A lot of things that the Veteran Service Office do, they do it too. Because Mississippi, other places like Texas and other places, they have DAV chapters and stuff that does a lot for veterans. And it'll be very, it really will help this area if we get a chapter for the disabled veterans. It will benefit us. And that ends my report. Ms. Fraser, because the lady is, she's on her way from New Orleans to meet me, because she's traveling all over the United States. So she, I'd like you to be there too, since you're a disabled veteran too.
Where we going? Where is it?
It's today. She gonna text me. I'm gonna let you know what. I'm gonna text you.
Okay.
Where?
What location?
I'm gonna give her the location.
You're welcome to go up to the
City Hall.
City Hall. Yeah, you're
I'm
welcome.
gonna be in the conference room.
Okay, the conference room. All
That'd be
right.
great.
Thank you for that. And,
And veterans will be-
Alderman Maroney, do you have a report?
I've just got a couple of things. There is a neighborhood watch this evening at Parkway Baptist Church at 6 o'clock. I believe there will be representatives from the Natchez Police Department there. There will be representatives from the Adams County Sheriff's Department there. I will be there, although a little bit late. I've got another meeting. There is, and then on a lighter note, we have a Mardi Gras parade on Friday. The parade will start at 6:30, promptly at 6:30. We've got lots of folks coming. It should be a lot of fun. Weather on Friday looks good. It'll be a high of 77 degrees Friday, so by parade time, it'll just cool off a little bit, but should still be quite nice. Good day for a parade. There will be a considerable amount of traffic control. We had some issues around the Christmas parade this year, so we're going to be changing a couple of things. There will be some street closures around North Broadway. It is imperative that no one parks on Broadway at any point on Broadway, because of the way that the parade moves, the way the floats come back down Broadway Street. We've got to have the entire street clear. So,
And they line up on there as well.
they line up on both sides of the street on North Broadway. But then, like down by the bandstand, we have to actually split the street into two and run two-way traffic so the casino traffic can get out. They go down Silver Street. But we have a plan. It's a plan that we've used before and has worked. well before, but we're actually going to have some cooperation, some help from the Sheriff's Department this year. Commander Lee Best contacted them and got us some Sheriff's Department personnel going to help us secure the streets. Our goal is we have to close the streets off, for a brief period of time during the parade. But what we have found is that if we go ahead and close the streets off completely, it allows us to get things clear much, much faster once the parade is finished. So when people question, well, why they got the street closed off? If we don't, it turns into a huge mess after the parade. So we found that by closing it off, the end result is much, much better for a few minutes of inconvenience. So
Well, we appreciate all the hard
public's
work.
cooperation will be appreciated.
Yeah, all the hard work that goes into planning it and then taking the time to improve it every year when you have something. And just real quick, my request is just parents, please make sure your kids stay behind the barricades. So you see that they get out there and it's so scary sometimes to see that.
I just want to say, because I know you work with the committee, so police and fire, they're already aware.
Yep.
So that they know if emergencies should happen, then they, know that they have access to where rerouting them.
Everybody's
That's what I'm
in
saying.
place, Public Works,
Okay.
Sheriff,
I know
Fire.
you work with the board when you have your parade
Everybody's
meetings,
there.
so
Yep.
just
This
want
is
to,
actually Mardi Gras parade number 21.
awesome.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Is
Okay,
it just
we'll
one? This
go
is
ahead
just
and
our
move on
first
to
one
the
kickoff? 'Cause
City
we have,
clerk's
what, six?
report.
Okay, first item is request for approval of the 1st February 2026 claims docket.
Is there a
So
motion?
moved.
Second. All right, we had a motion by Alderwoman Irving and a second by Alderwoman Hall. Is there any discussion on the motion?
It is. It is. But I'll just go and sit today. Would you be available after the meeting today?
Immediately after, I will
Okay.
be here for just a very brief time.
Okay,
and then
I'll
be
wait.
leaving. Okay.
I'll wait.
All right, is any other discussion on the motion? All right, let's move to a vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes. Is there,
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Next item is request for approval of the 1st February 2026 mini claims docket.
So moved.
Alderwoman Irving and then Alderman Davis seconded. All right, any discussion on the motion?
I do.
All right, go ahead. Ms. Irving.
Okay, and I'm not calling names, but I do want a little more explanation. It said vehicle damage. I see the department that it's in, but was it damaged? It said a settlement for vehicle damage. Was it our vehicle damage or were we paying for? That's all I want to ask.
No, it was the other vehicle that was involved in the accident. It was our employee who was responsible.
Okay, that's all I had.
All right, is there any other discussion on the motion? All right, let's move to a vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Okay, next item is request for approval of the January 2026 personnel report.
All right, that was moved by Alderwoman Hall and then seconded by Alderman Davis. Is there any discussion on the motion?
I see. Well, I just want to say we got another report when we got in today. Another,
So on the one that was in your packet, everything is the same except for
Okay.
you'll notice the
okay, the date.
termination portion, the date had not
Okay,
been
okay.
updated. So they
All
were
right.
reprinted with the corrected date.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Let's move to a vote. All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Okay, final item is a request for approval of travel for myself to attend, and I'm sorry, I'm trying to get the details. To attend the Spring Municipal Clerks Conference, which will be held in Starkville, Mississippi, April 29th through May 1st.
So moved.
Any discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Did you get who made the motion?
I did,
Okay.
yes, thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Is that it?
That is it.
Okay, great. We will move to the city attorney's report.
Okay.
And I'm very excited about this presentation of an
Yes,
ordinance.
ma'am.
It
We have
affects my
a-
neighborhood very much.
Yeah, we have an ordinance that we're proposing to prohibit engine braking in the city of Natchez. A number of constituents have complained to the Board of Aldermen about the noise created by the engine braking of diesel engines. And we have drafted an ordinance for the approval of the board to prohibit the slowing of diesel trucks in a manner that produces loud noise. I do not have an ordinance number yet, but you have it in your pack.
All right, are we gonna make a motion? to start discussion? It was
Yeah, you
made
gotta make the motion first, though, remember.
Okay.
by
Second.
Alderman Hall,
I second.
by Alderwoman Irvin.
Okay, then you had
Any
discussion.
discussion on the motion?
I thought we,
I thought we did.
we voted for, the Jake record years ago.
I think there could be, let's
We did.
double check
It
on our
is. It is.
ordinances,
Yeah, we
because
did
when
that
it
years
first came up, we did do
Mhm.
something. I know we added some signs,
Yep.
John R. Junkin as well.
That's right.
But let's pass this in case the other has not. But
Okay.
the first one, or we can compare the two, if there's anything that
That's what
we
we
need
need
to add
to
or
do.
not. But I'm pretty sure we have that. So actually, let's withdraw the motion and then let them do the research on the
On the
one that
ordinance.
we have.
Yeah, because we do have one.
Can I get a minor discussion on it?
Sure.
First and foremost, for to do this, that you presented now, Mr. Chairman, and it should be known, Judge Hudson is sitting here, we are talking about ordinance that we shouldn't even be passing simply because reason is that if you got loud mufflers and your car is breaking and everything, that is, you got a ticket that the officer can write for improper equipment. And it's a state ordinance. You can look at it. If the police officer can stop anybody if they got improper mufflers. All they got to do is get out and look. And if it's not with that car feasible, with that car came with that vehicle, then they done change it over to glass pack mufflers and everything. The police officer can write a ticket for loud or improper equipment. We don't need to be passing these kind of ordinance. If they don't, this just frivolous. I don't know why we up there addressing something like this when it's a state law.
We don't need to argue on something.
I'm just saying, I was just
I
saying.
know, just let's back up for a minute, please. I'm asking that we withdraw. We have an ordinance on this. I think it's already done.
Mr. Davis's question, we were about to talk to Mr. Lazarus about this. That's why I wanted more discussion. He said it was under the noise ordinance. I asked the same question Mr. Davis just asked. Did we have any ordinance pertaining to this? I know we had some discussion years ago, and Mr. Lazarus said he thinks it was included in the noise ordinance.
Okay, I think that our director back there has the ordinance pulled up. Let's just clarify what it is during our discussion, and then we'll decide what we need to do.
Hello, Board.
Good morning, afternoon.
Section 34-28 of the Natchez Municipal Code, enumeration of specific unlawful noises. The following acts, among others, are declared to be loud and disturbing noises in violation of this article, but such enumeration shall not be deemed to be exclusive, namely, number one, motor noises. Any noise made by the motor of an automobile, truck, tractor, motorcycle, not reasonably required in the operation thereof under the circumstances, and shall include but not limited to backfiring and motor racing.
And that's, you're not finding anything specific on,
Nothing specific to air braking or jake braking.
all right,
I
so,
think we do need that.
I
Then-
recall, we did pass a Jake breaking one, I remember.
We did.
all right, well, we're gonna, let's table this and let's withdraw the motion. Let's do some more research, and then we will come back to the board with anything needed. And,
Well,
Glad-
we can leave this motion as is, contingent upon us finding the original.
well, you wouldn't need it if we find the original.
Right.
That one,
You mean-
What if we don't find the original ordinance? Then my motion is to, if we pass this.
So I need to clarify that. You're saying, please,
I think
You're
I'm with
amending it to
Mr.
say what?
Davis. We had discussion on this
Right.
years ago, and I think we did pass an ordinance. Now, where it is, I thought we had it somewhere, because we passed an ordinance on this.
does it make sense to wait on this?
Yes, it does.
You might as well. Let's wait and see if we have one. Do you mind
I
withdrawing?
can withdraw it.
Okay, let's,
We research the ordinance.
and we withdraw the second. Let's do that. And just, we don't want to overdo our work and want to reiterate something we've already done.
Right.
And that is a good point, that we would love to have our police officers, when they hear that, if they're seeing
Absolutely.
police write tickets,
It's still
because
not. It's still not.
Yeah, it's state law, so that's good to know too. We've got good laws on that. We've got our own ordinance on
Just need to be
litter. We'd
enforced.
love to see some of those to be enforced.
Mhm.
All right, is there anything else, Mr. Attorney?
No, that concludes my report.
Okay, well, the mayor's not here for his report. I think we've covered a lot of business today. So I'm gonna ask for, unless we have executive session. Unless we have no
I have
executive.
no executive
All right,
session.
then I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
All right. I imagine there's no discussion on that, so all in favor of the motion, say aye. All opposed, nay. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.